Hello everyone, I'm Raw and welcome to the second part of the digital coloring video. I'm still currently experimenting uploading videos on YouTube and using the Xbox Live screen recorder. So far I'm actually having a lot of fun with it and I hope you too as well. For this video I'm going to leave the recorder on, which is probably going to be a bad idea, and I'm going to go more into detail how I approach my work. Again, I don't have video editing software at this time, but if there is anything I can do better, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to constructive feedback. All right, so I'm going to get started here. As from the last video, you saw me putting down just the basic main colors. Since then, I've kind of added more, I added more to it. As you can see, did a little bit of shading, changed some colors. I also realized that it needed a warm color, not just a cool color, something to help it stand out. So I added the red here. So this is what it looked like before. And then I added on these layers. I'm going to show you my layers here. This isn't exactly, before I get into it, this isn't exactly a tutorial video I'm making. It's just to show you guys my process. But here I have the main layer here, and I also have the hair layer. It's very good, I believe, to also label all your layers so you know what's going on. I try my best to keep the layers as simple as possible because I get lost in some of the layers, how many layers I have. Okay, so I'm just going to get started. Again, I don't really like talking, but I may say something here and there just to talk about my process, all right? I'm trying to think what I'm going to do next. And you know what? I forgot to set up my timer. I was going to keep this video at least 30 minutes here, so let me just turn on my timer here. Start. Actually turn on the ringtone so I can hear the timer. Last video I did not, and I kind of went over my time limit. All right, so I think right now what I'm going to do is, as I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to work on the hair because I really like working on the hair. Hair is fun, so why not? Trying to see which one would look better. Do like a good glow, but I think not for this one. I think I'm gonna do the multiply. I really like that. Copied the wrong color. Like, that's not right. I'm also trying my best to. I'm trying my best to stick with these colors here. Limited color palette. I just think that it'll look a lot more appealing to look at. I just personally think that with illustrations with limited color palettes, they are more appealing to look at. Also, I don't know how to speak. It's really bad. So if I stumble or anything or struggle with speaking, thank you for your patience and understanding. Right. Hmm. These flowers are normally purple, but since I'm not going to be using purple in this illustration and don't want it to look like I'm barfing rainbows, I'm just going to keep it red. That is the closest color there is to purple in the color scheme that I am using. So I actually start off when it comes to coloring very messy, but as I'm working on it, I would actually start cleaning it up, making it look a little bit more neater and nicer. just how I work. Everybody works a little differently. I just personally like working a little bit more messy and then cleaning it up. It just gives me more freedom to work. What is this? Make this up. Yeah, more freedom to work without having to worry too much about rules. Also, when I keep to very limited layers, I find that the painting looks more painterly. I'm not liking that. There we go. I'm also working in Clip Studio Art, and they also have these brushes, these painterly brushes, like the oil paint brushes here, the watercolor, and the India ink. I personally really like using the oil paint flat brush. It just gives the strokes more texture. And the watercolor I kind of use more for like highlights and putting down basic color, like this background here. This was used with the transparent watercolor brush. Sometimes I like having the color go out of the lines. In my personal opinion, I feel it gives it a certain charm. A little personality. That's the word I was looking for. Need a little highlight on her nose. Give it a little 3-dimension. Control Z is an amazing thing. Sometimes I'll be working with traditional medium and I'll have my computer next to me and then I make a mistake with my graphite drawing and then I'll reach for the Control Z and I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. This isn't Clip Studio Art, this is pencil. It's a bad habit. It's getting there. Gonna work with, trying to figure out which brush I want to use. It's too big. Yep, work with this brush. It's the rough India ink brush in Clip Studio Art here. I really love this brush. It's just one of my favorites because it also gives it a lot of texture. Sometimes I have them at low opacity, so it makes it look like, again, have it look like it's a painterly feel. You don't have to work directly just completely 100% opacity all the time. You can just, if you want some really good, in my opinion, some good shading, having your colors at a lower opacity can help give it depth and dimension. Especially if you like that messy look that I like. I also like making it look really small so I can see how the shadows are working with each other. I'm seeing that it's blending too much over here, so I'm going to make this bottom here darker. Okay, I got 4 more minutes here, so let me just put on, finish what I want to finish with this video. don't like that. Okay. Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong layer. It happens. Now, as for this, because I'm going to have to be doing some erasing, I really don't like having so many layers when erasing. I just get confused. So what I'm going to do, first I'm going to Control S. I'm going to save this. And then I am going to combine selected layers to make this all one layer here. And then I'm going to start sort of cleaning up erasing. We'll have a good cleanup. Okay. All right, that is it for this video. The 30 minutes is almost up here. So again, if you have any good gracious. Again, if you have any constructive feedback, you can write them in the comments below. You can also follow me on other social media such as Twitter and Instagram at @rockcomics. That's R as in Raven, A as in Asgard, and H as in Huldra comics. You can also support me on Patreon, which is listed below the video, if you want me to make more videos like these. Then you can help me purchase video editing software to make these videos nice and clean and edit out me saying the word good gracious. Thank you for joining me. You have a wonderful day.